guys, what's up? It's me, Bridget, and I'm back with another video, the third day, the final video in chapter 10 of Women Who Run with Wolves. So in the past two sections, we've talked about La Llorona and the polluting of the creative river and how to unpollute it. We've talked about the little match girl and being mesmerized by a dream so much that you let life die in the meantime. Today, we will finally talk about the story of the 3 gold hares. This story is what happens when we finally have everything together, our intention is clear, we're not mesmerized by anything that's taking us away from life, we're on our path, and we wear out, because inevitably we will. Life, death, life, nature affects everything, and inevitably we will come to the point where we wear down. So, this story teaches us what to do when that happens. So this is the story of the 3 gold hares. Once when it was deepest, darkest night, the sort of night when the land is black and the trees seem like gnarled hands against the dark blue sky, it was on exactly this kind of night that a lone old man staggered through the forest. Though boughs scratched his face, half blinding his eyes, he held out a tiny lantern before him. Therein the candle burned lower and lower. The old man was a sight to behold, with his long yellow hair, cracked yellow teeth, and curved amber fingernails. His back was rounded like a bag of flour, and so ancient was he that his skin hung in furbelows from chin, arms, and hips. The old one progressed through the forest by grasping a sapling and pulling his body forward, grasping another sapling and pulling his body forward. And with this rowing motion, and by the small breath left in him, he made his way through the forest. Every bone in his feet pained like fire. The owls in the trees screeched right along with his joints as he propelled himself forward in the dark. Way off in the distance, there was a tiny flickering light, a cottage, a fire, a home, a place of rest, and he labored toward that little light. Just as he reached the door, he was so tired, so exhausted, the tiny little light in his lantern died, and the old man fell through the door and collapsed. Inside was an old woman sitting before a beautiful roaring fire, and now she hurried to his side, gathering him into her arms and carrying him to the fire. She held him in her arms as a mother holds her child. She sat and rocked him in her rocking chair. There they were, the poor frail old man, just a sack of bones, and the strong old woman rocking him back and forth, saying, "There, there, 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 there." And she rocked him all through the night, and by the time it was not yet morning, but almost, he had grown much younger. He was now a beautiful young man with golden hair and long, strong limbs, and still she rocked him. There, 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 there. And as morning approached even more closely, the young man turned into a very small and very beautiful child with golden hair plaited like wheat. Just at the moment of dawn, the old woman plucked 3 hairs very quickly from the child's beautiful head and threw them to the floor. They sounded like this: ting, ting, ting. And the little child in her arms crawled down from her lap and ran to the door. Looking back at the old woman for a moment, he gave her a dazzling smile, then turned, flew up into the sky to become the brilliant morning sun. The dark night of the soul is a very common term used to describe when a person is meant to be weak. A period of time in a person's life when they are meant to take a break, when they are meant to be quiet, when they are meant not to rush forward, not to make everything happen at once, but to be contemplative and take a break. Estes says in the book, "To lose focus means to lose energy. The absolutely wrong thing to attempt when we've lost focus is to rush about struggling to pack it all back together again. Rushing is not the thing to do. As we see in the tale, sitting and rocking is the thing to do. Patience, peace, and rocking renews ideas. Just holding the idea and the patience to rock it are what some women might call a luxury. Wild Woman says that it's a necessity." The dark night of the soul is the period where we should just be rocking. where we may have lost a little bit of our lust, a little bit of our luster, a little bit of our vibrance, and we want to keep going because we love what we're doing, but we need to take a moment to just recoup, to just rest, to just wait, to get it all back together. As Estes said at the end of that part I read, that whole thing of some women may believe that this is a luxury, I'm one of those women. I have a really hard time with taking any type of breaks when I feel like I'm doing something good. I have anxiety. Everybody has anxiety. But the way it manifests for me is usually for most things in life, I do them 0 to 100. I either don't do anything because of fears and anxieties and all this other stuff, or I go 100% and tear myself apart so that the next time I want to do stuff, I can't. But this is actually exactly the type of personality that Estes is talking about. We've all heard of writer's block, and it actually comes not just to writers, but to every creative pursuit. Writer's block is the momentary periods where we just need new ideas, where we just need a refresher. But what do we call it, and what is it when writer's block is so drastic that we just want to drop everything? That the path that we've been on, the project we've been working on, the journey we've been on for however many years, however much time, becomes so daunting to us that we just want to drop it and not continue on. The times that make you question the years and years of effort you've put into a project make you feel like you should have never started in the first place and you should just drop it now before you waste any more time. These blocks come and make you drop down everything in a angry and anything but ambivalent, however steadily professing how indifferent you are, state of being. Estes says in the book, "Have you ever seen a woman work like the devil had hold of her big toe, only to suddenly collapse and go no further? Have you ever seen a woman hells a-popping about some social issue, only to turn her back one day and say, hell with it? Her animus has worn out, and it is in need of being rocked by La Quesaba. The woman whose idea or energy has waned, withered, or ceased altogether needs to know the way to this old woman healer, and must carry the tired animus there for renewal." We must rest. We must take breaks. We need to be rocked back to youth. However, personally, even the idea of these type of breaks gives me anxiety, honestly. I wish I was the type of woman who could just go, 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 never stop. But even the people who I look up to as people who do that, and the people I think do that, they don't even do that. They take their breaks, they just take them really fully. They take them without the anxiety in the back of their head telling them that they should run back. And maybe that anxiety is there, but they know how to turn it off. They know how to ignore it. They know how to continue to rock and continue to take care of themselves until they're actually ready to come back. Rest is normal, and it's a part of the natural cycles of life. And I just need to accept that. Maybe we all need to accept that. Estes says, "And neither should we panic when we lose our momentum and focus. But like her, we must calmly hold the idea and be with it for a while. Whether our focus is on self-development, world issues, or relationship doesn't matter. The animus will wear down. It is not a matter of if, it is not a matter of when. Completing long endeavors such as finishing school, concluding a manuscript, fulfilling one's opus, caregiving an ill person, all these have their times when the once young energy turns old, falls down, and can no longer go on. It's normal." So what about the 3 golden hairs? What was that even about? Estes says in the book, "The hair is symbolic of thought, that which issues from the head. To throw some away or down makes the boy child somehow lighter, causing him to shine even more brightly. Likewise, your worn-out idea or endeavor can shine more brightly if you will take some of it and throw it away. It is the same idea as the sculptor removing more marble in order to reveal more of the hidden form beneath. A powerful way to renew or strengthen one's intention or action that has become fatigued is to throw some ideas away and focus." I know personally I live every day with a good like 7, 8, 9, 10 ideas and endeavors that I want to be working on, but only being able to really focus maybe 3 or 4, and wishing and feeling guilty about not doing the other 8 of them. All of my ideas are like my children. They're all equally as grand and equally as loved. So it's hard to think of just throwing one down and not doing it. But sometimes, in order to give true life to one thing, you must put focus on it, and we only have so much focus. So you may have to throw some gold away in order to have enough focus on what you're already doing. Estes says, take 3 hairs out of your endeavor and throw them into the ground. There they become like a wake-up call. Throwing them down makes a psychic noise, a chime, a resonance in a woman's spirit that causes activity to occur again. The sound of someone's many ideas falling away becomes like an announcement of a new era or a new opportunity. So what is the point of this reclamation and focus, this calling back of what has been lost, this running with the wolves? It is to go for the jugular, to get right down to the seed and to the bones of everything and anything in your life, because that's where your pleasure is. That's where your joy is. That's where a woman's Eden lies. That place where there is time and freedom to be, wander, write, sing, create, and not be afraid. When wolves perceive pleasure or danger, they at first become utterly still. They become like statues, utterly focused, so they can see, so they can hear, so they can sense what is there in the most elemental form. This is what the wildish nature offers us, the ability to see what is before us through focusing, through stopping and looking and smelling and listening and feeling and tasting. Focusing is the use of all of our senses, including intuition. It is into this world that women come in order to claim their own voices, their own values, their imaginations, their clairvoyance, their clear seeing, their stories, and the ancient memories of women. And these are the work of focus and creation. If you've lost focus, just sit down and be still. Take the idea and rock it to and fro. Keep some of it and throw some of it away, and it will renew itself. You need do no more. And that is the end of chapter 10 with Women Who Run with Wolves. Thank you guys so much for joining me. This one was really good for me. I really feel like I learned a lot, and I have a lot to implement into my life, as I shared with you guys. I guess in this episode I don't have much to say at the end of it. I just feel like I have a lot of work to do, honestly, and I'm working on being more accountable and being more expressive and open about my journey through YouTube and anywhere else. I'll probably be sharing more of my journey and more of where it takes me through my Instagram, so check it out. Don't have to follow if you don't want to, but check it out. I'll see you guys next weekend for another video, and next month with the next chapter. Love you. Bye.
Woo! Wait, before you go, I'm sure I already asked you guys this, and hopefully you already have, but just in case you haven't, make sure you like and comment on this video and go ahead and share it with your friends too. If you guys enjoyed that video and would like to continue to hang out with me, go ahead and follow my Instagram, yo! I post on there way more often than I do YouTube, and I also respond to my DMs so we could be real friends in like real life, you know? Go ahead and subscribe to my channel, and if you're looking for more stuff to watch, this was my last video, and I think you'd really like this video right here, so check it out. I'll be waiting. Go ahead and click whenever you're ready. I'll be waiting. Okay, hopefully you've clicked now. Bye.